Welcome to Violet Light Tarot. This is the weekly reading for October 12th to the 18th. Welcome to everybody, all signs, everybody. Absolutely. We have a pick a card reading for your week. Just really quick beforehand, there's a couple of big events happening astrologically this particular week. We have on Tuesday at 9:05 p.m. Eastern, Mercury is going back into retrograde for the third and final time this particular year of 2020. And that's going to be happening until November 3rd. And then Friday at 3:30 in the afternoon, we're going to have the super new moon in Libra. So that's going to be an exciting new moon for everybody. Get some energies going, get some manifestations going for that. Remember, with the super new moon, it means that it's going to be a little bit more powerful, a little bit more juice for your manifestations there. So with regard to the pick a card for your week, we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Alternately, you can pick the rhodochrosite with the number 45. That has a green border for the heart chakra. We have pile 2 with the purpurite, and the number on that is 44, also with a green heart chakra border. And lastly, for pile 3, we have the labradorite with the number 20 and a blue border for the throat chakra. So if you are more in tune with picking by the relaxation technique that we use, you're more than welcome to sit back and relax. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Exhale slowly. Open your eyes slowly. And whichever pile that you landed on when you opened your eyes, that is the pile that's intended for you. If you are unsure about your pile or you picked more than one, that's fine. You're more than welcome to hang out for the entire video. That'd be great. We'd love to have you. Other than that, the idea behind this, if you're going, what's a pick a card? Why am I here? The idea is that within these 3 piles, somewhere is your tarot scope for this particular week of October 12th to the 18th. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will see you in your pile. Welcome to those who picked pile 1, or the rhodochrosite. I always have to sort of word that out, like enunciate a little bit more with that one. So it's very, very pretty. I love that. That's beautiful. Now, the rhodochrosite is actually, it's almost like a heart-reviving crystal. So the crystal itself, as you may have seen when I brought it forward to you as well, is actually a pink color, again, very much with the heart chakra. And the message that it brings is very high vibrational. It's a high impact energy. And just, it's meant to show that it's basically to open your eyes, to make you aware with regard to like any kind of resentments within your heart, any kind of issues within your heart, any blockages at this time, really creating a more well-being, more well-balanced heart chakra, opening it up so that it's able to open deeply and be able to appreciate not only the love that you're receiving, but the love that you are giving to yourself as well as others. So let's see what we can find out for your week this week, pile 1. We're starting out with the 6 of Pentacles. It's the card of reciprocity, of equal give and take, equal effort. We have the Queen of Swords. Intuition with regard to truths, being able to really understand and just know when somebody is telling the truth as opposed to not, or giving you a line, as they say. And you also have the Emperor card. This may or may not, if you're into the astrology behind the major arcana, the Emperor card is the card of the Aries. So you may be dealing with an Aries or have Aries in your placement, and it's just basically it's being within your power. It's being within, whether you're an Aries or not. It's just being very straightforward, forthright, direct, having that ability to really know this week when people are being straightforward with you, when they're not being straightforward with you. Again, when they're giving you BS or a line of some type. knowing who is and who isn't giving the effort that you're giving in a particular relationship, whether it's business, personal, or friendships. You also have the warrior woman. I love this. I actually have not had this come up in a reading before, but I love that energy. And this is, have you answered your deepest calling? So again, being very in tune with yourself and being in tune with your own power this week. Again, wonderful, wonderful energy. You also have the father healing. Your personal power increases as you give any father-related issues to, and in the card it says heaven, but that can be the universe, spirit, what have you. They have the image on the card is actually, because it's a mermaid deck, it's actually it's Neptune or Poseidon. I believe it's Neptune under this deck, but same idea. You also have storm warning with the number 10. So a completion of some type that's happening at this particular week as well, which is wonderful. Getting back into a more, like I said, coming into your own power. So getting back into alignment with yourself. So the storm warning could just be you, like I said, since you're able to come into contact with your ability to understand when people are being straightforward with you, you're actually also, with the Emperor card and with that warrior woman, just cutting them off. You're really coming into that. So storm warning could actually be you coming into that ability and just being like, you know what, this week I'm just not taking anything from anybody. That storm warning it's almost a warning to others that your power is in line this week and you're not having any of it anymore, which is awesome. Absolutely fabulous, fabulous energy. And you have the Grove. So the Grove has the number 21. And if you can, there's a bench and a little tiny cat. He's so cute down there. And the number 21 goes down to a 3. So it's about dealing with other people, and could be dealing in business, the same way the 3 of Pentacles is. It can be dealing in social settings, 3 of Cups. Just the idea of having that energy, that ability to be in any of those settings and having all of your powers for whatever it happens to be. The Grove card in and of itself is a suggestion of taking a little bit of time for yourself this week as well. So you're in power, you're ready to go, you've got all of your energies are just moving forward. You're in alignment both with them. You've got the high masculine energy for the Emperor, but you also have the high warrior woman, which is your divine feminine. They're both in. You're just up there. You're a powerhouse this particular week, Power One, which is amazing. And the Grove is just suggesting that maybe taking a little bit of a break. If you happen to be Canadian, there is Thanksgiving Monday on the Monday, which is awesome. Happy Thanksgiving to Canadians. And if you don't happen to be in Canada, we can allow it. We can allow you to take the day off too. But other than that, just taking a breather. You have that power. You have all of that intention, all of that energy. Just taking this particular time out for even 5 minutes, take a yoga break, take a meditation break, just breathing for a moment and then jumping right back in is perfectly okay. Your shadow, which could be something that may be holding you back or hindering any kind of openness that you may have for this particular week, is actually Sekhmet with empowerment, which is absolutely hilarious. And why I say it's hilarious is because you're so much in your power this week, and the darkness, the Dark Goddess deck for this particular pile, and really the shadow for this particular pile being empowerment, tells me again, it goes very much with this taking that break, taking that time in the Grove to get out in nature and just breathe a little bit outside of all these connections, all of these encounters that you're going to be having, even with yourself. And just, you've got all this power going on within you, and you're so empowered this particular week that just be aware of where that power is coming from. Be aware of where it's taking you. It's wonderful to be in it. When you're in it, it's amazing. It's a really, really wonderful time. Just be careful where it's taking you. Make sure that you are the one who's in charge of your power as opposed to your power running away with you. And that's really what I'm seeing as the warning with that shadow card for you for this week. Other than that, Have an amazing, amazing week, Pile 1. This has been your reading for the 12th to the 18th, and I look forward to doing another reading for you again. It's been an honor. Bye for now. Welcome to those who picked Pile 2, or the Purpurite, which is the number again. It's got the 44, which is a divine number, which also goes down to an 8. And let's see what your reading is for this particular week, Pile 2. The Purpurite by itself is actually, it's weirdly known as the Curse Clearer, which is, it's exceptional energy. It's basically the idea of clearing out the past, very much being in the present, allowing yourself to heal from whatever past encounters you have, any kind of past energies that you may not have forgiven either yourself or others for at this time, and just really clearing that energy out and getting rid of any kind of old habits that don't serve you, any kind of patterns. And it doesn't just have to be yours, it can be ancestral patterns as well, things that you've learned. Ancestral patterns, usually, if everybody's like, what's an ancestral pattern? Traditions are very much ancestral patterns. So if you find yourself at a time going, I really don't like doing this, but this is how my mother, my grandmother, my father, my grandfather, etc. always did it, so this is kind of how it works, cut it. Done, finished, find a new way. This could be sort of a side hobby for you for this particular week as well. Now, remembering again that we do have that super new moon on Friday, which is the Libra moon, which talks about opening up, it talks about expansion, it talks about balance, it talks about starting something that's, or asking, manifesting something that's going to come to you as maybe a new way of doing things. So we have also your cards for this week, Pile 2, and we're starting out with the 7 of Wands. I'm being very defensive this particular week. And you have the 4 of Cups, looking at things that have gone, things that have been that have sort of passed by. Maybe really paying attention to what you don't want anymore. Just remember that the 4 of Cups also talks about not necessarily seeing what's being offered by the universe. So the universe is sitting there offering you that new cup. And in this case, you've got this gentleman who is, he's kind of paying attention to this glass of red wine and these other 2 glasses that are empty, but we have this beautiful, beautiful goblet that he doesn't even see that's up here. It's more abundant, it's more amazing, it's better in all respects to all the things that he's leaving behind or that have left him behind. I'm saying him because the picture depicts a male, her, in cases, depending on how you identify. But really, opening your eyes this particular week, maybe taking down a little bit of those defenses that you're feeling and opening up to what the universe may be providing that you haven't noticed yet. And it can just be a perspective change. You also have the Devil. Very much, again, energy. This is energy of Capricorn, in case you're into the idea of the astrology and how it fits in with the major arcana. That is the card of Capricorn, if you happen to be one or happen to know and be dealing with one at this particular time. For people who have been confused by that, Capricorns are not all evil. I've heard that before. I've heard, well, how come they got the Devil card? I have been trying to research how each card became what it is, because I'm going to be doing a video later in the month about how the major arcana works against or with all the astrology that it comes with, but I haven't figured that part out yet, so stay tuned. there'll be a video, don't worry. But what we have here is the Devil can be your own habits. It can be something that's blocking you from moving forward, and it can be an energy that's blocking you from moving forward too, and really keeping you in that space of the 4 of Cups at this particular time, keeping you in that defense, and really noticing what it is, finding what it is, using that just breaking free from it, opening your heart chakra, breaking free from all of that bad energy that you've been dealing with, getting rid of those past habits and ways of thinking as well that just aren't serving you in any way anymore. Your oracle cards for the week, pile 2, are share your voice. Very, very important for this week. Important at any time, actually. Come out of the cave, persecution and expression is what's underneath. Now, persecution can be your own self-judgment as well. It doesn't have to be judgment from others. It can be your own self-judgment and how you have certain thoughts, you have certain ideas that are coming out, but you're almost hearing negativity from the past. And again, I'm talking about going through the past. You've got somebody from your past who maybe took away some of your ideas or told you, oh no, that's never going to work, don't go that way, that's, we don't believe in that, so you can't either, kind of thing. Really pulling yourself out of that knowledge that you have been going by and bringing yourself into your own self-awareness. Where do you want to go? What does your voice, not the voices that are negative, usually the negative voices that you hear, the negative judgments that you hear in your thoughts when you want to come up with something, when you have a new idea and you go, hey, that's great, and then you have this, oh no, that's not going to work. That's almost never you that's saying it's not going to work. It's a past encounter with either one or more people. It can be over your whole period of life, and it can be just like one parent or one sibling that told you that, and it can just be stuck in there. Get rid of that. That's part of what you're getting rid of this particular week, which is amazing. And you don't have to get rid of it all at once. So don't feel like, by Sunday, if it's still there, it's okay. This is a process, but you're starting a process at this particular time. Oddly enough, I usually say don't start things during Mercury retrograde, but what I'm seeing in this for you and what I'm hearing from the universe at this particular time with regard to this pile is that it's your voice that needs to be shared, your ideas that need to be shared, the ideas that you've had for however long. And the fact that the universe has been trying to offer you this abundant change for so long, it's not something that's literally starting this particular week. It's something that you're realizing this week and moving to the next level of stepping into it. So don't feel like, oh, can't do it, it's Mercury retrograde. No. This particular week for you, pile 2, what I'm seeing is this is a next step as opposed to a brand new start of something. Your next card is synchronicity. Your prayers and questions are being answered by synchronistic events. Notice them in order to increase their flow. This can be anything from repeating numbers, if you happen to see 444 whenever you happen to look at the clock in the afternoon, or if you happen to wake up early in the morning, for whatever reason. It can be something from... It can be a lot of things. I'm trying to think of... Most of the synchronicities that people talk about are usually having to do with numbers. But it can be anything from any aspect of life. It can be anything from a whole bunch of people telling you the same thing. Funnily enough, this happens occasionally. Sorry, I just hit the microphone cord. Apologize. I think you got wobbled there. This happens occasionally to me, and I've heard this from other people, that they'll watch readings on YouTube as you're watching right now, and it'll be vastly different readers. And sometimes it's even like one of those timeless pick a card. So what you're watching is something that somebody filmed like months ago or years ago. And it will basically give you almost the same message as I'm giving you or somebody else is giving you that you're also watching. And there's a timeless reading it's your zodiac sign reading for the week or the day. And they all seem to be giving you exactly the same message. That's another form of synchronicity as well. We have the World with the number 29. Now 29 goes down to an 11, so very much a divine number, talking about being on the correct path, being where you're supposed to be being. Any kind of ones, whether it's 11, like the number 1, the number 11, 111, 1111, they're all talking about being exactly where you're supposed to be at exactly that particular time in your life. So you are on the path that you're divine to be on. So what you're doing, what you have been doing to get you to this point, and now from where you're going from this point is now, you're continuing on the path you're meant to be on, which is kind of awesome. You've got wishing with the number 19, which goes down to a 10, which is a completion. Again, completing the idea about any kind of wrongful thoughts. By wrongful thoughts, I just mean negative thoughts. And any kind of habits that you want to get rid of. So wishing can be manifesting, which again, you have the new moon on Friday. And wishing can also just be you wishing to be in your own power again, wishing that you were able to move into the next level or what have you. And this is just, again, even more of a message telling you that this is an awesome time for you to do that for this particular week as well. And the shadow card, which is you, anything that might be holding you back or might be sort of blocking your move forward at this time, we have Dear Woman with Temptation. Now, temptation is very easy, and again, we have the Devil card talking about that as well. And with regard to that is, I'm just seeing it as very straightforward, is you being tempted to still look back at the past, still being stuck in some kind of loop that you've been in, because for whatever reason, sometimes even though we hate the loops that we get in, even though we hate the energy that they provide, the emotions that come with them, and you feel like you just want to get out of that, it's still a comfort zone. It's still something that's comfortable. It's something that you know. It's something that you're aware of, and you are almost keeping yourself in it a little bit. I know I've been in places like that where you're like, I really wish I could just stop thinking about this right now. I really wish I could just, again, wishing. I really wish I could just, but it's almost like you almost pull yourself back in by doing that. And what we need to do is wish instead of wishing you don't want something, let's do the manifestation thing this week, pile 2, and go, I wish for whatever the new thing is that you want, whatever the new level is that you want to be in. Find that voice that happens to be yours and bring that into the foreground, bring that into the manifestation for the new moon, and bring that into what you actually want for this particular life even. So pile 2, this is what I have for you for the week of the 12th to the 18th. Thank you so much for bringing your energies to this pile for this particular spread to come about. Thank you again. It's been an honor, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Bye for now. Welcome to those who picked pile 3 or the labradorite crystal card. This is your reading for the 12th to the 18th of October. So the labradorite crystal, we'll get right into it, is actually the mind's eye crystal. So it's about giving your energy away, is kind of a bad thing, really. It talks about being aware of things like energy vampires. It's just people who drain your energy. The labradorite is actually very good at warding off things like that, keeping yourself grounded, keeping your energies to you when you need them, and basically like being clear with your insights, being aware of how you're dealing with people, how you're interacting with people. Sometimes the word interface is coming to me, so it can be people you're dealing with online as well. So pile 3, let us figure out what's going on with you for the week of the 12th to the 18th. We start off with karma, and that's the card of judgments. Oddly enough, it's weird because it looks like the moon card, but it's actually the judgment card. And what that is it's very much talking about like how do you judge yourself as opposed to anything to do with other people judging you. So it's what judgments do you feel or see within a connection that you're having at this particular time. You also have the 10 of Pentacles, which is amazing. That's the ultimate whatever you see your life as wanting to be, whether it's having the 3-car garage and the townhouse and the condo and the dog and the that kind of thing, whatever that is to you. So it's very much, it's also talking about the end of something to do with a business venture. Now this could be positive or negative. We'll look more at this in a second. We have the 9 of Wands. Foundation, it's also the sort of the tired warrior or the wounded warrior card. I always see it as foundation as opposed to something that's more negative. So really being within your own power for this particular week is very important to you, as it should be. And really having that energy behind what you're doing and who you are, and really having that foundation. It doesn't necessarily have to be a foundation with regard to like a home place, although the Ten of Pentacles does suggest that. But it can also have something to do with your just your own foundation, really kind of setting up your own boundaries and how you deal with people, how you deal with situations for this particular week is really coming into the forefront for you. We also have your Oracle cards, and we're starting off with Take a Break. This is a great card to see, especially with that Ten of Pentacles. This is a time to rest for you. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill is very much the statement on this particular card. So again, as I mentioned, the Ten of Pentacles is a be-all, end-all, but it's also an ending to something. So you've reached a certain status at this particular time with regard to either your finances or your home life, and what you're being asked at this time is to just take a break, if you happen to be, as I mentioned before, in varying readings, and I had mentioned it before in this reading. I'm just not sure if it was a pile or the intro. This happens to be the Canadian Thanksgiving weekend that I'm filming this. So if you happen to have Monday off anyway, take it off. Take the 12th off. Take that break. You deserve it. You have done so much, and you've really completed a cycle here, and it's just take that time. Take that rest that you're being offered. You also have Waves of Prosperity. Amazing, absolutely. New abundance and exciting opportunities wash over you now. Amazing. That's a good reason to take a break. Let's take a break before all that starts up, right? We also have blossoming abundance with the number 3. That has to do with work or relating to other people as a number 3 as a number. And blossoming abundance is fairly self-explanatory, especially when you have the Waves of Prosperity right next to it, and the Ten of Pentacles over top. Pile 3, I usually figure out what pile I want based on something to do with the timing of the video. I'm kind of like crossing my fingers. Actually, all 3 of these piles, if you were undecided if you want to go to pile 1 or pile 2, they've also been quite positive this particular week as well. And we also have the High Priestess of Water with the number 4. Now the High Priestess of Water is very much being very intuitive right now with regard to how you're feeling and the feelings of others. So again, be very aware about people who are energy vampires, as I mentioned, people who are just there to just suck your energy out. Any kind of negative people that are around you at this particular time, especially if you're an empath, this is very much a message for you as well. So just being aware and just being in tune with your emotions as well as the emotions of others at this particular time is something that's very, very much in your power for this week. Your shadow card, pile 3, is actually Inara with Trickery. So shadow cards have to do with anything that could be holding you back, anything that could be blocking any kind of prosperity that you're hoping to encounter, or maybe even manifesting at this particular time with the new moon on Friday. And again, the trickery goes very well with the idea of just the idea of the judgment and sort of maybe not seeing what you're going through in a positive light, or not seeing the actual power of what you've accomplished at this particular time, not believing in what you're seeing as well and what you're feeling, again with the High Priestess of Water as well. So take a break. I'm seeing this very much with you've been very, I'm hearing type A personality as opposed to anything else. just very driven, very goal-oriented, very much in your power, striving to something amazing, trying to get something completed. Maybe even trying to get something completed partly for other people as well. And that's where that whole energy vampire is coming from, because it's people coming to you and you've become overwhelmed by it. That could be something that's going on. And the trickery that's coming out for this particular week also could be other people's energies trying to pull you out of your focus at this time. And it doesn't have to be necessarily that they are essentially trying to trick you. I'm hearing jealousy is what it is. It's the idea of people being judgmental, again with the karma card, about the prosperity that you're having. 10 of Pentacles again, waves of prosperity, abundance, all of that you're having, the foundation that you've laid, the fact that you're able to have that moment to take that rest for this particular week, and you have all of this amazing energy and amazing things that are coming towards you this particular week. There are going to be people who are just like, well, why do they get all this? Why is it happening to them? And they'll want to be around, or they'll want to be around you because all of this stuff is happening for you, and they feel like it'll rub off on them. So just be aware of the people around you this particular week. Are they around you for the right reasons? Are these people that can you feel that they're there to support you at this time? Just being aware of that is going to be very, very beneficial for you this week, pile 3. It's a lot of messages that came out on that one, but they all kind of lead up to the same thing, that this is a wonderful, powerful week for you. Congratulations on whatever this 10 of Pentacles is, whatever foundation that you've laid. Again, please don't forget to take that break. Just breathe for a few minutes during all of this amazingness. And it's been an honor reading for you. I hope to see you again soon. Thank you again for coming. Bye for now.